Hello everyone and welcome again to the Arma Tech YouTube channel. Here in this video we're going to try to answer a very simple question: how good is the Lance maxed? It's a homing missile weapon and it has 200 meters range, and we made a video when it was level 7, 4000 damage, and now at level 8 it's capable of doing 1000 more, which is around 5000 now. And also at level 9 it gets crazy powerful with a 40% increase in the missile capacity. But like the other projectile Bastion weapons, I think this weapon has a bug where it doesn't really shoot the amount of projectiles that it's supposed to, like the flak cannon. Also the lance, I think, needs fixing. Now the strategy that you should follow with this weapon is first, with the sentry you can use the turret to extend your vision. In other words, whatever is visible to the turret, it will be visible to you, so you can have visual on the enemies while behind cover, just by exposing your turret to the enemy. So this is very advantageous to you when you are using a homing missile that can shoot easily behind cover. So this is something that you have always to keep in mind. Always place your turret not necessarily in front of you to block firepower, but in a position where you can just still have visual on the enemy without exposing yourself. You can see here every now and then that not all projectiles will make it to the target. So, but this is always the case with the lance. It's hardly possible that you make a shot that every projectile hits, like here for example, and it's a very rare sight. Here also I place the turret just to extend my visual, make some damage, and also keep the enemy always visible to me, despite the fact that I might go left and right. It's always something that you have to deal with this setup with the lance, is that in a pursuit of one kill you're gonna be exposed, or you're gonna step too much forward into the danger in order just to place one shot or to get into range to one enemy. So you will probably get cornered, surrounded by enemies, and then killed. But in this gameplay we're gonna be a lot of sequences and a lot of kills, so stay please to the end of the video so you can see the whole picture. Now on another map we're gonna follow the same strategy, where you gonna just have to select a place where there is a kind of a hill that you can stay behind and cover and then shoot your weapons. It's not always a good idea, or it's always not a good idea with the lance, with this setup, with the sentry, to just go face the enemy head on. You're not going to be able to survive. You always have to stay behind cover and use only your turret to extend your vision and be able to spot the enemy without actually exposing yourself. Because once you hurt the enemy enough, they will just focus you, and there's no way that you can survive unless you are absolutely behind cover. Here I was trying just to get in range, placing my turret in a good position, and you see I was able to inflict a lot of damage on that enemy. But yeah, eventually I got that kill. I know that most of the enemies are far from my reach, but I know if I just step too much forward I will lose my character, and I know eventually they will come closer to me at the end. So better be patient than sorry. Here enemies started to come from this side, and I placed my turret here just to be able to see whatever is lurking behind that building. Yes, it was an architect, and here I noticed that I am stepping into the danger zone, so I really have a couple of moments before it closes, and I was lucky to score the kill before the zone ended. Also placing always your shots in a place where you can see multiple angles. Always locking on to the enemy to prevent the lock-on from switching to other character. I'm just curious to know the reason why in a perfect circumstance. I know that I have blind range of 50 meters, that I can't hit the enemies below that range, but this was a 70 meter and still I didn't score that kill, score that hit. So this is something to keep in mind. I think this weapon needs a lot of love, and I prefer honestly for it to shoot like a vortex from above. At least with this we can guarantee that most of the shots will hit and not all of the shots will go from the sides. Here I found this little hill that will enable me, that will grant me cover till the end of the game, hopefully. So now doing some damage. You see from the spotlight it's a very tanky character, and I am able to do a lot of damage to that character, but still the damage is not as expected, it's not necessary. I think they should make it so that even either the projectiles hit targets easily, so they make it less spread or just from above, or they can just make it so strong that 2 perfect hits are capable of eliminating any enemy, whatever it is. But with this performance, I don't think really that this is an attractive weapon. And don't forget that this is a maxed weapon. Usually maxed weapons perform insanely good, but this one, well, I'm not so sure about it. Always little HP here and there. He's slightly out of range, and here I didn't score the hit. Hopefully that will be able to eliminate him. It took me like 20 shots in order to eliminate this enemy. This is really frustrating. But to be honest, I'm so lucky that I'm able to live this long. Now doing some damage. I think it's not the purpose of this sequence to just win the game. I just want to show you what a maxed lance is capable of doing in terms of damage, so you know what to expect and you can decide for yourself if you think this is a good idea to max the lance out. To be honest, so far from what we have seen, I don't think that this is a good idea, but keep waiting. Maybe something that could happen in this video that would change your mind. Same strategy that we discussed. Don't rush to the enemy. Always keep behind cover. Wait until enemies come to you and then do your trick. Here's the Odalisque, a very agile enemy, and here's also our opportunity to see how the lance is performing against a very fast moving targets. I think only the first shot counted, the other ones didn't do any damage, and I think this should be changed. A slow AI is coming to me. This is a perfect target and almost perfect hits, but this is just to show you that this weapon is capable of doing some damage, but it requires perfect circumstances, otherwise it's not gonna be able to do any damage. Now luckily, thank God that I got that kill. Now moving on to the next target as well. I'm always trying to place my turret so that I expose the enemy, and as I am firing I'm moving behind cover, so to minimize the time that the enemy sees me. Placing the turret, and this is a very tanky character. You see that the enemy now is too close to me, so I can't make any hit. I needed to get away from the enemy so that my shots count again, exactly like here. And the enemy is almost finished. One salvo and that's it. Another sequence, now only not long sequences, only hits and kills, so that you have an estimation about how damaging these weapons are. So we almost reached like 80% of that video, of the progress of this video. I think this is a good moment to advise you, please don't make my mistake and upgrade this weapon. At this point it's completely useless. You could have used your resources on any other weapon. Even the machine guns are way better when they are maxed than this. I think it has to do with some bug and also with the mechanism that this weapon shoots. But keep in mind, if you like this playstyle, that you always have to be behind a cover, behind a ramp, behind a hill or something, and use your turret to just gain visibility on the enemy. And then just keep sending these rockets. And you see here that the reload time is not bad at all. With 6 seconds, you're able to do a lot of damage within those seconds. And you have always also to keep in mind that you don't have to come too close to the enemy. It's not like the new Bastion hovering character that can just come very close to the hill or the cover. You have to have some distance behind that hill or that cover so you can shoot above it. So my advice to you, please don't upgrade it. And my feedback for the armor attack team is either increase the damage, make it insanely powerful when it hits, because it's very rare that you score a perfect hit. I think I played more than 20 games with this setup, trying to make some videos, and I only maybe scored 2 perfect hits. So if you make it so that 2 perfect hits are enough to eliminate any target, I think even that wouldn't be crazy powerful. Those are all perfect hits and they're barely able to eliminate like 1 sniper shot, for example. And remember, this is not a sniper. This is a weapon with 200 meters range that is supposed to shoot behind cover, but unfortunately none of the projectiles reach that enemy. Here I would argue that this absolutely wasn't a well-leveled character. And you can see here in the terrains like this, in this map where I have these walls on the sides, it's also extra difficult for me to place any good hits. The maps are full with terrains, with obstacles that can block my firepower. So I think this setup needs more love than this. I hope you enjoyed this video and see you in the next one. And bye bye.